Welcome to Married to Movies. Industry insiders John Russell and Tracy Kring live and work happily in cinematrimony. They're sharing behind-the-scenes adventures of writing, producing, and appreciating films.
Good morning, babe.
Good morning, babe. How are you doing?
Doing good.
We have our breakfast bowls in front of us.
Yeah, this is something to avoid having carbs for breakfast. We have breakfast salad.
I call it garbage salad because part of the breakfast is taking salad from a day or two ago that we did not eat in one of our salads and then adding that to our breakfast.
I mean, it sounds gross, but it's good.
No, it works. It actually does work.
We woke up this morning.
We can't remember what you were watching on Tubi last night.
Well, I go to sleep watching something.
Right. Which you had said yesterday was like true crime and stuff, but...
Yeah, but we had talked about Bill Paxton, and I was just like, let me look at other Bill Paxton movies. It led me to Tubi. Tubi just keeps playing the movie. When I fell asleep and we slept for like 6-7 hours, that's like 3 movies ago.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
It just kept playing.
I don't know if that's actually doing like psychological damage or not.
I think some people believe in that and some people don't.
Okay. Does it ever make you drink?
Not really. I really rarely have anything from outside infiltrate my dreams because I feel like they're so their own thing. They are impenetrable.
They're vivid.
They're vivid.
Right. I can't tell you how many times Tracy will like wake up and she's crying and I'm like, what? And she was like, you were terrible to me last night.
In my dreams.
I'm like, I was not terrible to you. I was not there. This was not real. And then she tells me this terrible, terrible story of me being a horrible person, or actually mostly not horrible, mostly just kind of disinterested in horror, the things that are happening in her life, which is 100% not true. But her subconscious and I are not having a good relationship right now.
My subconscious doesn't like you very much.
I don't understand why.
I went to bed watching something, Tubi kept playing, and then we woke up to, I don't know, a third into The Rookie?
It was not a third. It was like, I would say we were like 10 minutes into The Rookie.
Just 10 minutes?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Okay, so The Rookie.
Dennis Quaid baseball movie.
The dog's barking, so sorry. Dennis Quaid.
Yes.
Who I really love. I do love the Big Easy Cher.
Yep. Cher. Why you have to be Cher?
He's so great in everything. Great Balls of Fire would probably be my favorite.
Oh, yes, that's right.
So, The Rookie. I mean, that was a really good film.
Mm-hmm, it was.
We didn't watch the whole thing because we were just waking up. We were laying in bed.
I'm going to put it back on after the podcast. The cool thing about The Rookie is I was looking up on IMDb. The writer of The Rookie, he's also the writer for The Blind Side, which is an adaptation, but still, not that crazy about the movie. He also wrote like the one about Tom Hanks where he plays Walt Disney and stuff. Yeah, stuff like that. He's very
like those are like corporate gigs.
Yeah. He's like a kind of a biopic guy. Where he sort of like takes a true story and tweaks it a little bit.
Okay.
But one of my favorite films, probably I would say top 100 favorite films, is A Perfect World.
Oh, that's a great movie.
And he wrote that. And that, also a book, but it's such an incredible movie. Kevin Costner. Oh my God, what a great role for him.
Is that his best performance ever?
Except for his baseball movies, except for probably Bull Durham and Field of Dreams and,
He's just so, I think, that guy. Like the baseball man, the American man.
He has this sort of, this... leathered soul is the vibe.
He probably smells like leather.
Yeah, exactly. I also watched Waterworld for the first time a couple of weeks ago.
And I like Waterworld.
And it is a piece of shit.
I'm not saying
that movie is terrible on every level.
I'm not saying it's not. I think it should have won an award for like the world they create.
I mean, it's amazing. I mean, it's amazing. Actually, I'm kind of shocked at how Dennis Hopper in it is doing his best to try to make something happen, and try to create a real character. And that's the thing. Sometimes Kevin Costner, he wants to play, Christ. He was Mer Jesus in Waterworld. He was Wolf Jesus in Dances with Wolves. I mean,
yeah. The tortured hero.
The sacrificial
hero.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. Right.
That's probably a genre of films that we should explore.
Well, Braveheart's definitely going to be in there.
So we want to talk about what happened yesterday.
Right.
What our day was. I was finishing up editing a trailer for Back to the Trap. Honestly.
Tubi series.
Yeah, it's a Tubi series that we shot in Atlanta. When I don't have the full project finished, okay? You don't have like a one big file with a separate audio tracks that you can watch the movie and then cut a trailer to. At least a rough cut, okay? I have a hard time imagining out what the audience needs to see in order to know this is a movie they will want to watch.
Well, the thing to me about a trailer is that a trailer has to have an angle. You have to decide when you create a trailer what kind of feeling you want to create in an audience. And that's a different feeling than if they actually got to sit and watch the entire film, or in this series, in this case, the series.
Right.
And I think what you do is you kind of mess around with different
themes.
Just different
lines.
Is this going to be about sort of the action? Is this going to be about the drama? Is this going to be about the characters? What
I end up doing is starting with all the best imagery. I just put a timeline together of every one of the best shots. It could be a couple laying in bed. It could be people punching each other, whatever. Just the absolute best shots of the film. Then I move on to the best lines.
Another way you can go about it, though, and we've done this, is there a point in the story where there is a explanation of plot that's being delivered by somebody else?
Right.
And then you can kind of use that as a VO and then basically create a music video underneath that of different imagery, and that corresponds. We have a movie called Little Bo Peep, and I think it has one of the best trailers we've ever done.
Really?
Yeah, I do, because I think it really captures a quirky idea in the movie without actually telling you anything about the plot.
Yesterday, I just bared down really hard on it and realized I was really only missing 2 lines and 1 shot.
When you say bared down, there are 2 images that come to mind. Okay?
Okay.
There's pooping and there's having a baby. So which one is it more like?
I don't know. The only thing I've done is pooped. I haven't had a baby.
Okay. But like when you bear, isn't that bearing down?
Maybe you need to do that.
Okay, I need more fiber in my diet.
Isn't that how Elvis died? I don't know if you should be doing that.
Sorry.
Yes, that's exactly the thing to clean up that spill. An oven mitt. Thank you.
Do you see anything else here? I could use a tomato if you want.
Okay, hold on. This is an exact example of what this podcast is. And stop banging the table. It is us talking about making movies, watching movies, and being married. And
being married and the slow disintegration and reintegration of our marriage in a constant state. It's sort of like a transporter on Star Trek.
I am always going to be a person who busts your balls.
I know it. I love it. I love it when you bust my balls, and I love to rebust your vagina. I'm sorry, I'm just busting your twat.
I think that's...
Is that a good term?
No.
I'm just busting your twat.
No, it is not a good term. I do not think you should ever say that again. I think there
What
are
do you say then?
busting on you.
Busting on you? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just busting in your face.
No. Oh
Busting my balls in your face.
no. Busting my balls in your face. That is a whole.
That's
other...
a great song.
No.
Just busting my balls in your face.
No. Let's not do that.
Okay. Oh, you were bearing down.
Oh.
You were bearing down.
So I bared down.
Yes.
I showed you because I always show you so that you can tell me I'm crazy or I'm not. And you watched it and you were like, awesome. Which sometimes I don't trust your feedback too. Because I
that's
know.
helpful.
Well, you want me to be happy and you want me not to have to work hard or be distressed or whatever. I know that on one side, you're, creatively, you're like, yeah, that works. And then on the other side, I know that you don't want to have to see me go to any extra undue work.
If I see something that is just like, that shot's too long, you need to put this shot later in it. The thing that nobody ever really talks about, I feel like, in creativity, is what is good. What works. Many things work.
Well, you said you were going to stop saying good.
Yes, exactly. Good does not exist. There is no good but God. Okay, as the Bible says.
Well, you said that. I heard you say this on the phone to someone the other day.
Yes.
You said, I don't believe in good anymore. I just believe in does it work?
Right. Exactly. Right. That's sort of my new mantra, just based on the fact that good is such an arbitrary term. Okay, take for example, if you have the elements of a train, okay, and you have an engine in the front and you have a caboose in the back. Mm-hmm. To me, making a trailer is how you arrange those cars on that train.
As long as the engine is in the front.
Exactly, right. To most people, however you arrange those cars on that train, that looks like a train. That feels like a train. You're not thinking to yourself, oh, those cars are not in the right order. Now, don't put the caboose in the front.
Yeah, don't.
And that could be,
That's a problem.
Yeah, and that could sometimes be what something feels like. Or for God's sakes, don't make your train too long.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
True.
Some of these freaking trailers, it's like they
The
don't...
whole movie.
Well, yeah,
the
it's like...
whole movie's been told.
Okay, it is not unusual to have a 3.5-minute trailer now.
I got something together that I was proud enough of to show. And you also really liked it.
Yeah.
And I turned it in. The director called, like, within seconds, I think. And what did he say?
He said he absolutely loved it, and he just wanted you to put a gunshot in.
Yeah. He said that I killed it. He was like, blew his socks off. I mean, I really did excruciate over it, trying to figure out.
Yeah, you've been working on it for weeks.
But it's not even the time. It's just like thought. Really, really hard thought to get it where it needed to be. And I still, have like the flashiness layer that I gotta finish on it. Like all the little like, psh, and,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, so I feel good about that, making progress. So while I was working on that, you were pursuing another one of our endeavors, Sky Valley.
Yes, we have a science fiction movie that we've been trying to get up off the ground now for a few years. We have some movement on it. There has just been a problem in the script that has been extremely evident because everybody who's read the script has said exactly the same thing.
You're already using the wrong terminology, in my opinion.
Okay, fair enough.
This is the thing I have a lot of opinions on. I don't consider it a problem in the script. I consider it that we're stopping the audience. Okay?
All right.
Like, as an audience member, you just want to sit back.
Is it a stop or is it a speed bump? I feel like a speed bump is because when you are driving along, you hit a speed bump and you did not know it was going to be there.
Right. Okay.
All of a sudden, you're just like, whoa.
Right. Like, whoa. What? But yeah, you're right. If
You hit it too hard, you'll do damage.
If you stop the audience, I think they'll probably leave. They'll turn the
Tile. Yeah, right.
They'll move on.
Right.
So, and that happens sometimes where you get like maybe halfway, 3/4 into a movie and you just don't really even care about the ending. You've seen the best part of it and you know that. And you just move on.
That's true. I watched a movie recently, and it was a independent film. It was a first time feature for someone. And it was an hour and a half. And I thought, okay, I can do that. I can do that an hour and a half. I swear to God, 30 minutes in, I thought, how much longer is this movie?
Well, and honestly, the first 30 pages, I always say anybody can write 30 pages. Because that's the easiest part, starting.
Right.
The hard part is like second and third act problems.
Oh gosh, yes.
My main thing is feedback. I've got a script, and then I'm looking at it. I'm going through, but the problem is my head is skewed because I know everything intimately about everything going on. And I'm leaving holes, and I'm leaving questions open. That are going to need answered. So I'm sharing it with people. And now you're getting feedback. And the way that people handle feedback infuriates me.
Oh my God, is this going to be an attack on me? That's what you've been waiting for all fucking morning.
Kind of.
You told me I have a lot to say about feedback, and I thought, oh, this is going to be really, really helpful. People are going to get they're going to kind of get to look into our process. But no, this is a fucking ambush about how I receive feedback, even though
I think you do
it absolutely worked.
I think you do really well.
Ambush!
No, I think you actually have learned how to take feedback and implement it well. But the fact that you say that even that you use the script had a problem is just language I don't like. People are looking at your script. They're your first audience. What do you have to realize about filmmaking? It is not natural to read a screenplay. Most people, if they were reading a screenplay, would not get it. They wouldn't understand what they should be looking for, what they are reading. I wouldn't just show it to Aunt Louisa. You need to show it to someone who understands reading scripts.
Yeah, but you also have to write a script, not like you're writing, this is what we're going to do to make this movie. There has to be an element of readability to the script.
The script that you're showing around should be the most literary one you're showing.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Tracy said she was nice enough to say that I said something and it was profound. Well, if you try to write something profound, good luck with that. Like, hey, say something profound right now. The dumbest characters are capable of saying something profound.
Sure. Oh, God. Yeah. From the mouths of babes.
Absolutely.
So, feedback, though, the way that people take it, so often the knee-jerk reaction is to get defensive. And so often people get mad.
Yes.
Right off the bat.
I've learned not to do that.
Yeah, I know. And that's why I say I think you are pretty good at it.
Right. You have to realize, as a person who's giving feedback, the person who is presenting this to you, no matter whether they want to admit it or not, they are proud of it.
Okay, let me just say this. When you send it out, and I say the same thing about film festivals as I'll say about a script. When you send it out, you have to forget about it.
It's like sex. Okay? I've just had an orgasm.
I'm interested.
Okay? I just had an orgasm. And it made me feel fantastic. And I roll over to you and I say, how was that for you? Okay.
And I go, meh.
Exactly. Exactly. So you have to be a little bit, handle everyone when it comes to feedback with some kid gloves.
If you're the person giving feedback.
Yeah, if you're the person giving feedback.
And you're in that position a lot.
But if I've had an orgasm,
I don't put myself in that position.
But if I've had an orgasm and I don't care how you feel about it, then I'm an asshole. Or if I get mad at you because you said,
Well, what you should do if you get is, what can I improve?
Correct.
And honestly, sending out for feedback should not be looking for praise. It should
agree.
be looking for improvement.
That is correct.
And I feel like people are so fucked up about what they're actually sending their script out for.
Thanks to our sponsor, Movie Mode Merch, the graphic t-shirt store to outfit you for your next film set. Be the person wearing the t-shirt everyone asks, "Hey, where'd you get that shirt?" Cast and crew alike love these inside jokes and filmmaking-inspired designs. Check them out on Insta at Movie Mode Merch.
For example, last night, okay, and I had written the scene, and you were fantastic last night because what you said to me was, I just don't think that it's there yet. Mm-hmm. Okay, the difference between that and I don't like it.
Right.
Or,
Big difference.
or go or redo it.
Or I hate this. Get out of my sight.
Yes, exactly. Is huge.
Yeah.
It's basically like you're putting up you're putting up a frame of a house. If you don't have anything to hang the walls on,
Right.
then
Have you ever seen those videos, like those epic fail videos where they have all the 2x4s in the air for like the whole house is like laid out, and then all of a sudden for some reason all of them fall like dominoes?
yes.
Where evidently somebody did not screw something in the right place somewhere,
Right. And
and
then
they all fall. I feel like that is also feedback. That is you sending out, your what you think is amazing little gold nugget, and somebody coming back and saying like it's a rock. It's crap.
Sure. And maybe it is. Maybe it is a rock.
Sometimes
Maybe
it
is
just
crap.
is crap.
I mean, honestly, there are times where I am absolutely just not in the zone when I'm writing. Okay? I'm just like, I am so far fucking off. And when that happens, I get some very harsh feedback.
Yeah,
Crazy.
like, nope, start over.
Yeah,
this is
like,
not it.
No, it's not just that. It's like, you're making me so angry right now.
I do get angry. I do get angry. Okay, that's just a character flaw or something I was born with.
That's just not you. That's not just you, though. I mean,
No,
that's a lot of people.
No, this is the thing. So as a creative person, I have to get mad at something before I can start to understand how to change it.
Right.
And I don't know. Maybe that's like a trauma response, but that's just my own personal like problem.
And I don't feel that
You
way.
don't.
I
You
don't.
don't.
No. Anger actually doesn't, motivate
Doesn't help
me.
you.
It doesn't motivate me.
Yeah.
No.
We had a fellow filmmaker who had paid to get some coverage, and this happens all the time, where you pay for someone to read your script and give you feedback.
Right.
That equation right there
Right.
should tell you what is going to happen. You pay for someone to read your script and give you feedback,
Right.
and then you get the feedback and you get really mad.
Right.
Because what your expectation was, holy shit, it's the best script I've ever read. Are you kidding me?
Here's a pile of money.
Here's a pile of
so
money.
that you can make your dreams come true.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Well, you know what? Actually, it's the truth.
What?
That has happened before.
And
So
because of that,
it's made everybody think that it could happen.
because the Blair Witch
I just
made
want to say,
so much money.
listen to me, people. Because something has happened, that doesn't mean that it could happen. Can I say that again to you?
Okay.
If just because it has happened,
Right.
does not mean that it could happen.
Right.
Okay.
People aren't willing to accept that they're not as good as they think they are.
This was a profound thing I actually thought of a couple of weeks ago.
Now, hold on. I'm just going to say, it's not profound until someone else says it is.
You
Not
said it was profound.
You can't. Okay, if I said it was profound, then it's profound.
Okay, right. Which and what I said was,
But you shouldn't say that of some
that's
thought
right.
you had.
If you were absolutely positive that you are good, you will find it very difficult to try to get better.
Of course.
That was.
But
that,
I
that
think
was
that's
it.
like a saying.
No, it's not a saying.
It's kind of like
it's not a saying.
pretty much a saying.
It's not a saying.
Okay.
Nobody has ever heard that before. It's never been on a bumper sticker or a t-shirt.
Maybe not worded that way, but it is a thing that people accept. Okay. So my thing with feedback, and honestly, as an editor, this is what has taught me how to deal with feedback, because you want to keep your client happy, but you also want to create a very good product. And feedback, what you have to do is immediately filter it into yourself. You hear like what some people would call a criticism. I mean, it's just feedback. It's not personal. You have to take that it's personal out of it.
Don't take feedback from someone in terms of like taking what they're saying directly seriously unless you respect them.
Well, yeah, of course. I'm assuming you have sent it to someone whom you wanted and respected the feedback they were going to give.
You have to respect what they've already done. You have to respect their work.
Don't show it to somebody with no taste. I will say this about feedback, and the way to know the difference between good feedback and bad feedback. In my opinion, good feedback does not suggest how to fix it. Okay?
Agreed.
If it's suggesting ways to fix it, you're looking at a frustrated writer.
Right, because I always use the example of a car. If someone drives your car, they borrow your car, and when they give your car back and they say, yeah, there was something about the accelerator, like it wasn't, it didn't seem like it was going, as fast as I was pushing down on it. It seemed like there was like a miss there or something. Okay, that is a useful piece of feedback. Now, when that person says, I think what it probably is
this is sticking. Or
yeah,
blah, blah,
exactly.
blah,
And you probably need to do this. You need to take this in here.
You should go take it to this place.
Well, if they're not a mechanic, they don't know shit.
Yeah.
That's what we were dealing with in Sky Valley, was that there was a speed bump.
Yeah, there was a speed bump. There was just a question that came up in every single reader's mind. And from past experience, we know, and it has been proven to us repeatedly, that when you get script feedback...
And it's the same
and
question.
it's the same thing.
Right. It's a problem.
No, and it's going to translate to the film.
Oh, God, yes.
If it's a problem now...
Of course.
It will be a problem then.
Now, what people will say sometimes is, well, that's my story. This is the story I wanted to tell. They don't understand the story.
That's just the ending.
That's just the ending. That's the way.
But what you have to understand is you're going to alienate audience. You're going to piss them off. They're not going to tell people to watch your movie, because you have basically bitch slapped the audience.
Right.
So the same feedback came back from every person who read it. In this particular situation, it's about like a child going missing and then the mother not immediately reporting it to the cops. Now, I'm not going to go into the reasons why she can't, but it's just not helpful. The cops aren't going to help. They're not going to be helpful in this situation.
Right.
So we had to figure out a way to still give the audience that feeling. And that's another thing about feedback. It's not about giving them what they want. It's about making them feel how they want. Okay? You're not good. Oh, the mom should go report it to the cops. Boom, boom, boom. Clicky, clicky, click. I'm just going to write that scene in. That is not what it is about. It is about how can I make them feel like she has made that effort.
Right. Right.
Okay?
Because it's really not feedback about the cops, and it's not feedback about the situation. It's feedback about does a mother care enough? It's feedback about the character.
Right.
And that we are now questioning our relationship
with Is she a good mother?
Is she a good mother?
Is she doing all she can?
Exactly.
So what you have to do, take that feedback you're given, and internalize it immediately. That's why I say immediately take it in to yourself and translate it into actionable emotion. What you're enabling yourself to do is the thing that I think writers are resistant against, which is feeling like they're writing someone else's idea. So when you
Right.
internalize the feedback,
Right.
and then you export the emotion
Right.
of what your audience needs, you have translated that through the artist in you,
Well, that's
and it's yours.
Well, you know what that is talking about, and that's the enemy of
Ego.
creativity.
Ego.
The enemy of creativity is ego.
Ego. But when you're internalizing that feedback, you're spitting out the result, the fix, the
Right.
the thing that needs to happen for the audience to feel good and follow you, and that has become your creation.
Absolutely.
It's not someone else telling you, "Hey, why doesn't the mom go to the cops?" And you
Right.
saying, "The mom goes to the cops."
Right, exactly.
That's somebody else's story.
Right.
That's somebody else's
Right. Whatever
idea.
whatever comes through me is it
Is
the
mine.
light is coming through my lens.
Yes, it's mine.
My lens
So-
will color it, and therefore it becomes my light.
Right. I just want to implore people who are getting feedback, they're feeling bad about themselves because of it. They're feeling like they're not creative or they're not enough as a writer. They feel like they're being forced to take someone else's idea of what should happen.
Which the other side of ego is insecurity.
Yes. Yes.
We all exist in basically this
No.
place in our lives where we either have insecurity or we have ego, and
that's-
both of them are useless.
No, I think they're both useful. I think you should be a pendulum, though.
Right.
I think you should be a pendulum between the two. You have to have enough ego to sit down at a laptop and think that you have a story in you.
Right,
That's
but
ego.
you have to be insecure enough to know that you need more.
Yeah, and
that
you
you
don't-
need help, and even if no one else gives you help, you're receiving help from the world. You're receiving help from what you have seen. You're receiving help from God. Whatever you want to believe in, you
With
need
your-
the muse.
Well, look, with your ears open,
Right.
and your eyes open, you're receiving feedback from everything.
But when you live in ego and when you live in insecurity,
no, that's useless.
nothing happens.
No, you can't live there. You have to fluctuate.
Right.
And I believe fluctuation is healthy.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's the only way to stay healthy in this business is to fluctuate. Yeah, basically that's my soapbox for feedback. Yesterday, I honestly was trying to not be, the person who has to get angry to fix something. I was trying to...
And it was really helpful. And also she, a couple of times she was like, I don't want to look at this right now. And I just started reading it because I was in a mode, man.
I know.
I wanted to get it.
And I appreciate that.
It was like we went through 5 rewrites of
one
one
day.
scene in one
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah, because I would read it, I would give you the critique.
Well, I thought that was a very interesting critique when you said that you feel like this other character is the most interesting thing in the scene.
Well,
And you're shorting the main character because of it.
this is what happens a lot too whenever you're writing a new character in, or
Right.
you're writing as a writer, you get excited about the new character,
Right.
and you forget who's the main character.
True.
And so you're writing in a new character and you're like giving them all these quirky attributes and, cool things to say and quippy lines when, it's about this other character.
Right. Right.
And you feel that sometimes in movies where all of a sudden somebody arrives on screen. It's like, holy shit.
Right.
This person is stealing the movie. Basically, through basically me reading it, telling you how it made me feel, which was what I try to focus on.
Right.
I'm not feeling the panic. I'm not feeling the drama of the situation.
Right.
I compared.
Well, it was there were too many complete sentences. There were too many
complete thoughts.
Yeah.
Too large a word.
Right.
If a mother has just had her child abducted, there's a certain way.
You don't say encircled.
You wouldn't say encircled. Like that just, I read that one word and I knew this was not it.
Right. Right. Well, that was actually from the other draft.
But the other draft was not what the audience wanted. Internalize all that feedback you've heard, right? You don't have to remember the exact feedback, but internalizing it, you should remember the feeling they need, and you should keep that audience feeling in mind, because they were thinking, oh, I wanted a little more mystery.
Right.
Oh, I wanted to know why she handled it that way. They have these questions that are keeping them from connecting.
Right.
And I want them to fucking connect.
As long as they're questioning, they're not.
They're interested.
Yeah, but they're not experiencing it.
No. Because they're
It feels
hitting speed bumps.
Yeah, it feels more like a person who has a magnifying glass and they're looking down at a bug. Okay? And that's where an audience starts. And where
Holy shit, that was another.
Yeah, it was another analogy. But where you want the audience is, have you ever actually laid down on the ground and let the bugs on you?
No.
It's a different experience when you're laying in the grass and you're looking at the world. You're going, full on Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and you're seeing
the world
that bug lives in.
Right.
And that's where you want the audience to be.
Yeah.
Is down in it instead of like examining it.
Yes, I would agree.
Was that analogy okay?
Well, I just like that you brought up Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Well, there you go. That's a solid movie.
And I can see like Rick Moranis with his magnifying glass. That's like the cover of the VHS.
Yes, exactly.
That was my soapbox. It was not an ambush of you.
No, it was not. I agree.
I have
But
seen,
it's funny to say that it was.
I have seen a lot of people take feedback. I have taken
Oh my God.
a lot of notes.
And
people in my life.
honestly, if you can't be with a person who can deal with feedback, it's very, very, very difficult to become partners with that person in any situation, not just writing.
You really should be evaluating your partnerships in film as marriages.
Sure.
Each one based on their own merit.
Oh, God, yes.
And what you both bring to the equation.
And you don't want a bad marriage.
And what you don't want to do is have red flags with people, but you feel like you need them, or you need what they have access to, or you need that in them. And they're going to be the answer.
Right.
And that's not going to work. And it's going to be ugly. And it's going to be a bad marriage. That felt finite.
I feel like however we end it is right.
However it ends.
However it ends is the way it should.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
It's hard not to get romantic about movies. Thanks for listening to Married to Movies. John and Tracy will meet you for breakfast tomorrow. Thanks to our sponsor, Movie Mode Merch, comfortable graphic tees made by and for awesome filmmakers to wear on set and off. Check them out on Insta at Movie Mode Merch.